Hello and welcome to another round of the Galactic Podracing Tournament for 2023. I am Paige, joined today by Goofbrush.
Hello.
And we've got a barn burner coming at you right now. We've got Mikey and acE, the classic matchup. They've played so many times in high pressure situations.
Yeah, this is an insane matchup. I never thought I would see this one again.
Yeah, we didn't think either of them would enter the tournament this year, and then they showed up.
Yeah, they've played 3 times before, I think.
Yeah.
And the score is currently 2-1 in acE's favor.
I'm not sure which one is actually favored here, though. They're both, like, not at their peak, I would say.
Yeah.
They just both haven't had as much time to practice, and they were out of the game for a while.
If I had to bet, I would probably put it on Mike. I would say Mike has a little bit less rust on him, and I think he's just generally more consistent. But, like, I don't know, you can never sleep on acE, ever.
No. I really have no idea what to expect out of this one. What I do know is coming up is the Bunta Classic to start the match.
Yeah. Is it gonna be either rough or rough?
Yeah. I think this is the first time a match has ever started on Bunta Classic.
Maybe, yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah, it was between the Bunta Classic and Ando Prime Centrum for the first track. Definitely starting off.
Yeah, this is definitely the more hype one.
Yeah. I'm not really sure if it was the correct pick from acE. Like, I'm not sure if I would have picked that in acE's position.
I mean, looking at those lap 1 times.
Yeah.
Just on that practice run.
In quals, though, acE was definitely looking a bit stronger on APC, which is why I kind of thought that he would go in that direction.
Yeah. At the same time, Bunta Classic is a way more fun track.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to go for the hype.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've all seen... I think a bunch of us are approaching our fill of APC after qualifiers.
Yeah. And especially because it was in qualifiers, it was quite a common pick for people.
I'm not the biggest fan of the track. This one is far more exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think I agree, although I'm very bad on this track.
This is probably the second hardest Ben meta track in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a toss-up between this and Baru Coast. All right, who you got in this race?
In this race, well, Mikey definitely sounded a lot more confident, and acE kind of had this sprung on him.
Yeah,
but
acE did pick it over APC.
Yeah, that's true. He still did pick it.
Also, yeah, what happened with Digital? You can't just drop that and not...
Oh, he just had like a delay or something. He missed the countdown.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to count that missed. But we are away. It's a quick little 2-second sync. Oh, acE dies in the chicane at the start. That is brutal. That's not a high heat death. He can't really make full use of the heat he could use on it.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
So that gives Mike a pretty substantial lead. He's ahead by that whole little section. We'll see Mike come into the jump. Let's see who clears the off-road better. Ooh, Mike lands early. Doesn't matter as much there. But he landed early and landed wide, so that is going to cost a little bit.
As far as I know, that section that Mike landed in is like fake off-road. I might be wrong there. But he did go wide.
Yeah.
Which was...
So we'll see. acE not making the best use of his heat through there. But we'll have to see what they can do through the fire section.
Yeah,
acE went straight through one and didn't catch fire. That is so lucky.
Yeah, this section is kind of RNG.
Yeah,
you can
Mike
do some
kicked out wide
manipulation, but
yeah, it does cost a little time. Mike kicked out a little bit wide and crossed the off-road while not boosting, so that actually did cost a little bit. And acE coming out with higher heat, but that's going to balance out. We'll see what these lap times look like. acE made up a fair bit of that death. 41.9 and 44.2, yeah. That's 2.25 seconds. So acE probably made up half of that death just off pace.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Much better through the chicane this time. He took it a little slow, but he didn't die. Oof. Now, this little section can be a pretty common death, not as much at this level of play, but that little canyon's very tricky.
Yeah, it's very deceptively hard, that section.
Mm-hmm. Especially with Ben. All right, acE, much less of a wall climb and a much cleaner entry here. Ooh, probably down to like 1.25 seconds on the lead.
Yeah, he really is catching up. But it's the difference in play styles, actually.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time to get into that. Mike tends to be a much more cautious player than acE.
Yeah.
Just in general, he is very consistent, but he's nowhere near as aggressive of a driver. acE just kind of is always pedal to the metal.
Yeah, acE is very aggressive, but the scary thing about acE is that even though he does go hard a lot of the time, he still holds a lot of consistency.
Mm-hmm. He is absolutely one of the best to ever do it. Like, he's barely less consistent than Mike, while noticeably more aggressive.
Yeah.
He made up a little under 0.5 second, so he's still behind by about 1.5 seconds. So we'll have to see what happens on this lap. acE taking the chicane a little bit slower than Mike and dropping. See if he does the jump. He does do the backup jump.
That didn't lose that much time, although he might be underheating.
Probably cost 1/4 second. He can't really afford that. And he did underheat, which cost probably another 1/10.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't much underheat. But Mike is now ahead of this ahead by that most of that off-road. Gonna take a mistake from Mike. Maybe a really bad fire in the Tuscan Raider section.
Yeah.
acE also used way less heat in that section. So acE is behind by 1/3 of that cave.
This is kind of the beauty of Mike's playstyle.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, even if you are going slower on the whole, if you make 0 mistakes over the entire match, you will just mathematically win, like, every time.
And Mike's gonna have this race by maybe 2 seconds, maybe a little less. 4:57.3 or 2.5. Okay, about 2.5 seconds. Yeah, closer to 3. That is a win for Mike off the bat.
Yeah, Mike taking game 1.
Yeah, let's see what our permabans look like.
This is going to be interesting. I'm not really sure what to expect.
Man, that is unfortunate for acE. He definitely played it faster, too. In what I've heard from both players, they're both likely going to be temp banning Inferno. So I don't expect that to come in the permanents. Mainly because acE doesn't want to play full track Inferno against Mike, and Mike doesn't want to do skips Inferno against acE, but they both want to be able to potentially snipe their pick.
Maybe it'll become a temp ban then.
Howler Gorge banned out from acE, Doug Derby banned out from Mike, and then Sebulba's Legacy out from acE. Not going to be seeing much Malice there.
Doug Derby probably for both the full track and the skip. Jace is good at both. Doug Derby being maybe one of ace's best tracks.
Yeah, Executioner permabanned. Not going to be seeing that skip. Ooh, and a Mars Guo ban. Is this a bait ban, or is we actually looking at a skip?
I have a feeling acE was definitely preparing to go Executioner skips, so that's a very good memo.
With the Mars ban, is Mike gonna stick to that Inferno prediction? I don't know if he's gonna stick to that. Yep, he did stick to the Inferno temp ban. Gauntlet skips. Okay. That is not surprising in the slightest. So do you want to explain Gauntlet skip to the lovely people?
Gauntlet skips is very interesting. Because this was a pick from acE, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see Dwayne skip. I think for the first time in tournament.
I don't know about that one. That's still so inconsistent.
acE has a lot of experience with Dwayne skip in Hundo, well, not in tournament, but
and you can still mess it up once or twice and still be faster than the main skip.
And you can just abandon going for Dwayne.
All right, let's see. This doesn't look like a Dwayne setup. But it's the wall jump setup.
Yeah.
With an aggressive cut. Wow.
There's kind of two ways you can do that. You can either wall climb and just slowly ride up, or you can bounce off of it and take a very direct line.
Yeah, and the bounce is a lot less consistent, at least with Mars, but it's probably just about the same with Ben because he's a lot worse at the wall climbing.
Yeah. You definitely don't need Mars to do that bounce.
For anyone who doesn't know, normally this track is about 5 minutes long for all 3 laps. It's about 2.5 with skips.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. We're still in warm-ups, but let's take a look at how cleanly Mike can do the skip. I know he can. He's good at everything in this game, but we'll see if he does the wall climb or the jump, and we'll see how aggressive his line is. All right, he's taking the narrower approach, so he's doing a steep wall climb. That's going to be really tricky with Ben, especially tilting opposite the wall.
Yeah. So the record here is 2:19 without Dwayne skip.
2:19, okay.
I think I saw on acE's sheet.
2:23 from acE. That would be a tournament record with skips.
Yeah. It's looking very good here. And 2:22 on his player sheet.
All right, Mike managed to get up there, but he's taking it a much wider route. This is absolutely going to be acE's race to lose. You'll also notice Mike failed that skip several times. That's still about 20 seconds faster than a lap 1 without skips.
Definitely. This is definitely not a track that you could just do full track and try and win.
Mike seemed to get it down, but he's definitely taking the slower approach.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, probably the harder approach with Ben. I think Mike missed the countdown. So we're going to have a very long sync pause coming in for acE. 20 seconds on the dot. But we'll get to see acE make the bounce. Oh, in the middle of the bounce.
That's a very suspenseful freeze frame.
Yeah, a little bit. Man, those engines are twisted weird. All right, Mike managed to stick on the wall. They both make the skip. I'm going to switch audio back over to acE real quick. I'm aware audio leveling is a little bit off. I am working to fix it. But wow, that actually worked out to be pretty even.
Yeah, it looks like Mike has a lot more heats.
Yes.
So acE is still ahead.
Heat's a little less important on this skip, I feel.
Yeah. But if you have a lot of heat, then you can use a lot of the fast terrain.
True.
Yeah, that's such a good setup from acE.
Yeah, it's really good. I need to learn that. But yeah, let's see. Mike on lower heat this lap and substantially behind. 48.2 and 49.7. Mike is behind by a little over a second, but that's like a bonk from acE, basically. Not that there are many places to bonk, but if his lineup's a little weird and he lands on and Mike has a good lap, that could do it.
Yeah, definitely. Or a death in the tube.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's a really awkward takeoff from acE. And
Oh.
he missed the landing.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was talking about.
that is tragic. That's actually tragic. That was so recoverable.
And Mike clean through the tube. Mike's going to take this one off another singular odd mistake from acE.
Wow. acE was
226.5. That is also going to be a tournament record, I believe.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That was like a 10-second death.
Man, that takeoff hurt my soul. Oh, man. This is not over in the slightest, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
acE can 100% win on Mike's picks. acE temp banning Fud Sang, so that's going to be a throwaway ban. There's no reason to ever play Fud Sang, so we're just going to be seeing a Ben mirror or a Bullseye mirror, depending on the track. Or potentially some other random skip specialist mirror. I'm expecting Mike to stick to the Inferno temp ban. If he doesn't, acE is going to snap take Inferno skips.
Yeah.
Like, full stop, that's what's going to happen.
Although, Mike might just be temp banning it because of the Mars temp ban. He might feel confident there without looking like maybe Mongaza.
acE is testing out a thing to see how he's doing there.
I think before acE joined the tournament, he said he would only join if every match was just Mongaza Speedway 7 times.
All right, Inferno temp ban is sticking. And acE just immediately taking Mongaza Speedway. All right, Mongaza with Ben. We're seeing it. This is the track where I get to break out the horse race commentary. But it is that short and that fast paced, you just kind of go full speed talking.
I would say this is maybe a track where consistency isn't that important.
I'd argue it is. Because it is, when you're going as hard as you possibly can, it's very easy to overdo it on like that turn we just saw acE do, that ending turn, or even this first turn on the track. Like, that first turn on this track kills more of my runs than anything else.
My point is that consistency isn't going to win you this point as much as it would on other tracks, other longer tracks.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Out.
Yeah, that makes sense. The general... something I started doing in 2019 when I played against Mike was kind of what acE is doing. Just take more consistent or higher level players than you to these shorter, simpler tracks where you can potentially match the consistency.
Just because Mike hasn't really practiced much at all.
Mike's menuing is also the slowest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That acE is gonna sub 40 here, it looks like.
I feel like we should just abort this countdown.
I'm not sure how much warm-up Mike needs here.
He hasn't even loaded.
Someone asked where you crash on this map? You crash right there. Any of the turns, since it's so short, you basically have to take them as tight as possible. All right, here we go. Mike takes those first couple turns pretty wide. acE a little bit tighter, and he's doing the boost split strat as well. acE takes that last turn a little bit tighter, and this final turn of the track, acE is a little bit cleaner, about 1/10 of a second ahead. Slightly higher heat, however, coming into the second and third turns. acE is still a little bit cleaner. Mike is a little tighter there. Final turn of lap 2, acE still has a slight lead, 12.82, 12.57. It's actually neck and neck. All right. Let's see how the hairpin looks on lap 3. Pretty much dead even, and coming into the final turn, so close, and acE is going to take it by 4/100th of a second.
That must feel so relieving. That was so close as well.
By 9 milliseconds. That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely love that track. It's so much fun to watch. All right, let's see what Mike's racer ban is going to be. See what kind of info we can get. Toy dampener throwaway ban. And acE with the immediate abyss ban. I can't blame him. His practice on that track looked a little bit sketchy earlier.
Does leave Inferno open for the full track.
acE might be thinking something along the lines of Mike won't ban a run back track. So if he eats the potential loss on Inferno full track, he can more likely take the Inferno skips pick because a run back ban is a little bit sketch.
I think Inferno is one of the tracks that I know for sure that Mike has a better time on than acE. Yes. Mike likes to hide a lot of his PBs, but I'm pretty sure he has a better Inferno time.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm very curious what we're going to see out of here. My expectation is Inferno, but I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Spice Mine Run.
It's a very classic Mikey pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 2019 he tried to pick it like 3 times.
acE is already practicing Inferno. Spice Mine Run, that's the other option.
Get baited.
But I mean, their tournament PBs are less than 1/10 of a second apart.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be close. And we have the man himself, the man who invented dozer awareness.
This isn't dozer. This has less of a dozer.
Isn't that where it comes from, Spice Mine?
No, it's the Zugga dozer.
Well, the sticker's from Zugga, but the term dozer awareness, I'm pretty sure, comes from the Lap 3 dozer.
Oh, maybe?
Spice Mine. I think.
Not sure. It applies to both. We're going to go with it. So Spice Mine Run is a moderately long track, and on its surface, it's very simple. But there's a lot of weird stuff to it that actually messes with your logic and makes actually going really fast and getting a fast time oddly difficult. I mean, stuff like that little dozer awareness bit, if you're on a good enough pace, laps 2 and 3, it's in a very awkward spot. The lap 3 ending coming through the market section here is so incredibly difficult to actually have high enough heat.
Yeah, the back half of Spice Mine is extremely difficult.
It doesn't look like it should be, but it is.
Regardless of what people say. I believe acE considers the ending of Spice Mine to be the hardest ending in the game.
I'm not sure I'd call it hardest, but it's up there. Granted, I'm also not necessarily an apologist, but I'm a proponent of the ending of Sunken City being incredibly difficult.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat pressure on Sunken. SMR stands for Spice Mine Run. This is the track that we're playing right now.
Nope.
There we go.
Probably be about 12 seconds. All right, acE is off.
I didn't catch it. Did he do the opening manipulation?
I didn't catch it. I don't think so.
You see Mike doing it?
Is.
So if you wait out the opening cutscene, the dozer on lap 3, it's gonna avoid you. And more importantly, the minecarts on the downhill on lap 2 won't be in your way, so you can take the perfect line.
All right, okay, according to chat, acE did do the manip. All right, and here we go. So that conveyor belt, you'd think it would be the perfect place to boost because it's a long straightaway, but it's fast terrain, so it's optimal to cool down there. I don't understand why a conveyor belt makes your hovercraft go faster, but we just go with it here.
Yeah, some of those fast terrain spots are very, very weird.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, a little bit of frame dropping there. It's just kind of comes to the territory of restreaming. Mike is slightly higher heat than acE, but we're looking pretty even once we account for that. acE almost underheated there. He played that very tight. On paper, about 4/10 behind, but that kind of evens out by heat.
Yeah.
And they're slightly off sync, so a lead isn't the easiest to determine right now. But both players are looking very solid here. I know we described this track as very difficult, but executing any individual part isn't actually that difficult or dangerous. It's just a matter of being able to string it all together and manage your heat properly.
When you say things like that, you're only really thinking of the start of the track.
Yeah.
I find.
That's fair. But it's one of those tracks where it is still quite difficult to die unless you're doing something absurdly aggressive in the market.
Dying in the mines as well, though, is kind of common just because those walls are so jagged.
At this point, Mike does have a small lead over acE. It's not huge, and it's enough to come down to ending heat. See where the dozer's at for these guys. They did do the manip, so they should be fine. Mike's was further back than acE's, so he is a bit ahead.
Yeah, Mike's quite a bit ahead.
It's hard to tell where that actually comes from on this track, I've found. But most of it seems to come just from heat, this track, because they're both taking decently aggressive lines. But we really do have to see how this lap 3 ending is going to go.
This ending is incredibly hard to manage your heat. It's insanely hard to fire on this ending.
Yep. You also have to use a lot of heat in this tube here. And it's very hard to do that and keep the line.
If acE fires and Mike messes this up, he might take it, but it looks like Mike is gonna come out
acE
on top.
Kicked that a little wide. Yeah, they're both not quite fire and fire. 40.5 and 41.1. Ooh, that is a bit of a lead. That takes Mike to a 3-1 lead in the match. Very clean racing from both of them, though. All right, acE has 2 picks remaining and 2 force points. Got to see what he's got up his sleeve. He said he's got something on the spicy and prepped, but I'm not actually sure what acE would consider spicy. I'm predicting that we stick to the Inferno bans. Although acE was practicing bowls on Malistaire 100 earlier.
Yeah, some off-meta picks might work against Mike, but I think he's just gonna keep going with skips.
I mean, he's got the 2 forces left, and he's only got the 2 more picks. Inferno remains a temp ban.
I would probably predict the spicy pick that acE was referring to. Probably to Executioner.
Oh, he picked one Sand Edge. Oh, okay, we're doing skips. BTC skips, I'm assuming? With one Sand Edge, this skip is pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm just fixing his traction. Looks like he's just going to do a quick test attempt to make sure he's feeling it. I'm not surprised to see him pull this one out. acE has been a fan of this skip since it was discovered.
He discovered it, and he does it a lot, especially with no upgrades.
We are confirmed on BTC skips. Which I don't know if Mike has ever actually practiced, because his tournament PB on this is a full track time with bowls. Pretty good full track time with bowls.
I do know he has done bunch of training course skips in the past with one.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see if Mike has actually, like, repped this. Because he's definitely struggled with this in the past. Did he just pick Bumpy?
Maybe a misclick.
Yeah, he's currently sitting on Bumpy in the shop. Maxing out his brakes. And his repair wasn't maxed out? Oh my god. He's actually doing this.
Looks like he's practiced it as well.
He's actually doing this.
I was actually about to say that acE, it might have been fruitful for acE to ban 1 and done off meta here, but it actually seems like Mike has practiced off meta.
Mm-hmm. But Bumpy. Oh my god. We so rarely see him picked. Yeah, his acceleration makes the climb and the airtime a little easier, but his turn rate makes lining up the climb a little trickier. Oh, yeah. That was pretty smooth. Oh, that's not much height.
He did not get that lap to count.
Yeah, he didn't have that much height. He needs to kick out further to the right. But if he did, he wouldn't have been able to clear the off-road at that, or the out of bounds at that height. Picked up further right. That one counted.
Personally, if 1 was banned, I would probably pick Mars.
Yeah, Bumpy's a totally reasonable pick.
Mars is also good because you can go for the IL strat, and then if you fail it, you can just do the backup. And the IL strat is like 20 seconds faster than
the IL strat for this is hilarious. Like that, it's just wild to watch. Oh, acE is struggling with the lineup. Yeah, this is entirely going to be execution based. They can both do it with both of these pods. It's just a matter of how well can they climb and how well can they line it up, which is actually the weirdly difficult part of this skip.
Yeah, that is like 99% of the battle.
Oh, that lap didn't count for Mike. Mike is absolutely running into issues with getting his laps to count.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe how to get your lap to count.
I mean, it's just a matter of going far enough to the right, basically, right?
I think so. But also, I think if you go too far right, you stay out of bounds for too long, and then your progress goes backwards too much.
But like that kick out to the left means this lap won't count for Mike.
I think this might be.
It did count somehow. Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is Mike's real one, and then acE just started.
Is it? Okay. I'm not even gonna bother syncing at that point. Clean launch for Mike, clean-ish launch for acE. He's making it. Both laps should count.
Mike's on his last lap. It's going to be funny.
That's an awkward lineup. Oh, acE missing the lineup.
If this counts for Mike, he should take it.
I don't know if it will. It did. 54. That's a PB for Mike, I think. Yeah, that's going to be it for that race.
Oh, yeah. I thought acE was on...
No, if acE was on lap 3, that would have been a ridiculous time. But no, Mike has it.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker for acE.
Damn, that's crazy.
Lost by 10 seconds.
I definitely did not predict this match to be this one-sided. I
didn't either, but acE really hasn't had that much time to practice. It's been his exam season.
Yeah, that's true.
This is acE's final pick of the match. I'm really curious what he's going to pull out for us. Ben is banned.
I want to see like a Baru Coast or something.
I would love to see that. All right. Inferno temp banned. No surprise there. See what we get. acE was also messing around with Neva on FMR. Oh, we're running back Bunta Classic with skips.
Without Ben. So this is a Mars pick.
Yeah?
Probably.
Can Bowles do the wall climb?
Yeah, Bowles is faster. It's kind of crazy to go for.
I mean, I want to see it.
Maybe Mikey will pull it out, but I'm pretty sure acE is going to go Mars.
Probably. Digital, this is a best of 9. It is winners semifinals. After this match, every match in upper bracket is a best of 13, including Goof playing against the winner of this match.
You know, going into this, I was actually hoping for Mike to win, just because I think I have more options against Mike than I do against acE. But after seeing how this is playing out, I don't think.
Well, you guys are all at that level of play where there aren't really nearly as many discernible weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at lower bracket, all of us, even at the top end of the lower bracket, have tracks that we are very obviously a lot weaker on. Like, I mean, I historically struggle on Abyss. And Lightning, specifically, historically struggles a bit on Vengeance, just as examples from last night.
I will say
Mike pulling out the bolts.
We all do have weaknesses.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a bit harder to spot, but yeah, Mike...
They're also much less drastic.
Let's see
we're getting Bowles roar.
See if he practices.
He really should be. He's not... If he doesn't start this drive right now... I shouldn't say struggling Lightning, but on the boards you had a 310, so that's why I picked it. Is he going to have time to get to the skip?
Even with Mike's insane consistency, I don't know, Bowles on Beck is kind of the epitome of inconsistency.
Yeah. I mean, on the bright side, if you can consistently do the skip, you are cutting out arguably the hardest part of the track for Bowles.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Bowles on full track is just... I don't think he's faster than, like, Mars. I'm pretty sure he, like, loses to Mars, but...
If played perfectly, he should be a little faster, but that's played perfectly. acE is kind of low on that. How did he survive that bounce?
There's actually a massive invisible wall where, like, you land, and if you get too much height, you'll just hit the invisible wall and die.
Yeah, we also can't go too low and hit the arch.
I'll just say this now. I think this is definitely acE's race to lose. He should
absolutely.
take this.
Absolutely, but a death on this skip can be very punishing.
Especially if Mike isn't gonna get the skip like that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We are away, and we'll see what I've got to sync up for acE. Yeah, Mars also just makes the rest of this track so much easier.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
acE almost fell off of that.
Beck with Mars is like one of the easiest things in the game. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it really is. I need to practice that.
At least skips. The full track section is still kind of hard.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. We're synced up. Mike does have a slight lead off the start just due to Bulls' stronger boost. And that lead is already gone because he missed a boost, but...
If he doesn't hit this skip, it's definitely going to be trouble, but he does come in...
acE messed it up a little bit.
Way better angle, and acE loses the boost, so he'll have to... Oh,
he takes the death.
Both of them die. On
acE is still ahead off of that.
But yeah, Mike didn't get the spline. I don't think Mike got the spline update.
I don't think so. And acE managed to at least get the lesser version of the skip, even with a death.
Yeah.
So acE has a substantial lead, even off of that.
The way Mike did that skip is definitely how you want to approach it, even if he didn't get it that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he should be getting it on laps 2 and 3. If he can execute.
And that's the hard part, is can you execute the skip with Bulls? Because acE is ahead by, what, 4 seconds? Ish? 3.5?
Yeah.
And that jump is a lot easier with Mars. And Bulls keeps almost clipping the rock in the end there. Substantial lead for acE. We'll see if he can hold the boost on the wall this time and get the full skip. We'll see if Mike can get the skip at all. All right, acE kept the boost, and Mike is making the climb.
And that is not enough height.
Oh, acE with the bounce. Mike made it. Mike has the lead.
How did Mike make that? That was insane. That must have been pixels away.
That was so close.
Hitting that invisible.
Now, the lead's not as huge as it looks. acE still has a lot more heat he can use right here. But...
I'm actually
still notable.
That worked. If Mike tries to go for that again on lap 3, and he, oh my god.
Oh, this is tight. But like, they are pretty even. It's a slight lead for Mike, but it's not huge.
acE is gonna catch up in this section.
Theoretically, yeah.
Let's just hope he can hit the skip.
Yeah, they are pretty neck and neck right now. Let's see what Mike's approach looks like. He's good so far.
That is so risky. That is definitely not going to make it.
Nope. He doesn't die, but he winds up behind. acE makes it cleanly. He was almost too high.
Yeah, that was close.
acE has a substantial lead now.
He like threaded the needle. That's crazy. Let's just hope the RNG is good for acE.
Decent so far. One more chance at a fire. Okay, that's gone.
He should take this.
Yeah. Theoretically, he's got it. There's one more real, like, non-zero chance of death, but top players shouldn't die to that slot very often.
Yeah. And looks like he takes it.
Yeah, Ace is gonna have it. Somehow still a sub 5 with all of that mess.
That was almost slower than the first time.
Oh, that was a disaster of a skip run for Ace. Ace calling out the MGS run back. I don't think we'll see it.
Mike could afford to do that. Mess around a bit.
I mean, I would have loved to see that. Getting to do my fast thing again is always fun. But now, Ace has to win on 3 of Mike's picks to have any shot at this.
Yeah, that is tough.
A Beto ban. Okay, we're seeing Ben. Abyss ban, not super surprised. Oh, wait. That leaves Inferno up. That leaves Inferno up for Mike. That's very scary for Ace.
Mike still has 3 force points.
I mean, Mike tends to use them less. Ace sees the writing on the wall and is already on Inferno again.
Tried to predict this last time, and it didn't go here.
What is Mike doing in here? He's on an R300 traction.
It does sound like an Inferno.
Minimum brakes. Why is he on minimum brakes? Is Inferno a track where you brake cancel your boosts?
Yeah.
Aqualaris Classic. That is not what I expected at all.
Same. I think in qualifiers, they both looked about even here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, their tournament PBs are about 100th of a second apart.
That's right. So it was a 236.3 for both of them. Mike just barely winning. So yeah, extremely even here. Although it is Mike's pick, so you should expect for him to have the slight advantage.
Slight, but it's definitely something either one of them could win. Neither one of them putting on Clegg.
Maybe we'll see the switch last second, but yeah, Clegg is quite useful.
Has Mikey ever beaten Ace in a match? Yes, King Bean. Mike has won once, Ace has won twice. At 30 seconds on the countdown. How did Mike not die to that door? God, this game's hitboxes are janky. Let's
see if Ace can make this run back. Would be very exciting, if anything.
No, if Ace pulls this one and we go to a 4th, if Ace pulls us back to a game 9, I'm gonna lose my mind. All right, Ace is away. I'm assuming both players are gonna take the left-hand route.
Yeah, probably.
236.6 on that practice run for Mike. And I hope he didn't miss the countdown. But this run for Ace is looking pretty clean so far. A little wide on a couple of bits, but it's hard to be perfect. But it's going to be the longest of sync pauses.
A classic 30-second sync.
Switches over to Mike's audio for a moment, which I unfortunately cannot really make much lower. I wasn't able to pay the closest attention to some of Ace's bits, but see where Mike is as this sync ends, just to get some kind of read on the lead. They're probably going to be about even, though.
Like Mike has slightly higher heats.
They're about even on heat, I think. The sync is also about half a second off. I think.
Mike coming in 0.3 ahead on lap 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know I definitely want Ace to take a few points just to have Mike show his hand a bit. I want to see some of his picks.
Yeah.
Before I have my match against him.
Yeah, Mike is definitely... They're on definitely different heat timings. Makes it a little bit hard to read this lap.
Yeah. I do think Mike is pulling ahead, though.
Yeah. That one was significantly higher heat for Mike.
Yeah, I think he's about 0.5 ahead on lap times, but much higher heat.
It's probably like 0.3 ahead in reality, which one bad line or bad bonk can actually make up for.
Yeah,
or acE just having slightly higher heat at the end.
Yeah.
That was really wide for acE.
acE needs to have a good ending, I think.
And Mike needs to have like a middling to bad one.
Come on. I think acE might be playing a bit too safe. Let's see, though.
acE's ending was definitely better. Nope. I think Mike's going to take it by about a third.
Not like this.
About a third.
God damn it.
Takes it to a 5-2 for acE. Or for Mike, sorry. That's going to be the match. I was expecting that to be a lot closer. And the match was a lot closer than the scoreline indicates. Hey, acE.
Yo, what up?
Oh, some results, apparently.
I guess, yeah.
That gauntlet was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it felt pretty bad. Especially since I had it down pretty well, and then I was like on lap 3, I was thinking, alright, just do it one more time, but then I didn't. Yeah.
Welcome and congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG's, man, well played.
So we got to see Bunta Classic twice?
Yeah. And I made Mike die.
Yeah. All it took was him going bowls on Bunta Classic skips.
Well, take that. Yeah, don't do that. Mars is much better. You have to use a different setup for the skip, but Mars is just so much better.
Oh, right, okay. I don't think I've really tried Mars. Maybe I'll try that next time then. If that's
Yeah.
He's definitely easier.
Alright, interesting. Yeah, I think, you used Mars, didn't you, against King Bean, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who you used in this race, is it?
Yeah.
Also, it was really funny to see in every skip run today. It looked like Mike was learning the skip in warm-up.
I don't think that was the case, though.
No, it wasn't, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was... some of them were a bit awkward. You have to just try them a couple of times just to refresh your memory a bit, don't you? But,
It's good to see you finally learned the BTC skip, though.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Did you see who he went for BTC skip?
Well, I would assume one.
No.
Who was it then?
Bumpy.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's interesting.
I like Bumpy. Got to go for Bumpy. Everyone else hates him. I think he's awesome. So.
Yeah.
Back-to-back matches where Bumpy has shown up.
And I just wanted to get my 222 gauntlet tourney record, but then I fucked it up. Feels bad.
Here's something really funny. Mike got the tourney record from you.
Yeah, I know.
Gauntlet skips, you mean?
Yeah, you got the gauntlet skips tourney record by about a second and a half.
Yeah, the old one still used the normal climb up, and I knew I could beat it by like 6 seconds or so with my new it's not a new method, but
no,
I don't think it has been done in tourneys. So I was like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, Mike did the old climb.
Yeah, I figured.
I was half expecting,
Drain?
the old rock.
Nah. That's too much. It's too much.
It would have been so cool, though.
Do you think anyone will do that?
No. Not until we get Yam to play in a tournament.
Maybe Yang will do it.
Yeah, not until we get Yam to play in one of these.
Yeah, what's all that hundo practice for anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I might actually go for the method I just did, and if I ever do hundo again, just use it.
It's actually really fast.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. Let's see, any other ones that I
feels
wanted?
pretty good, actually. It's kind of fun to do.
Also, you guys let me do my horse race commentary on Mongaza. That was fun.
Oh, well, that was a nice one, wasn't it? That has got to be one of the closest margins ever.
9/100ths, yeah.
There was 9,000s, actually.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a 40 flat in warm up, and then I was just a bit more conservative in the race because it was the race, and I mean maybe I would have died if I'd have tried to go 40 again, but
Yeah, it's kind of the same for me. Although I kind of wanted a 39 and didn't have.
yeah, it's pretty hard to balance the risk on that track.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Also, I know going into this, you were both looking at least I know acE was looking at something on Inferno, and I'm assuming Mike was looking at Inferno too. Otherwise, you wouldn't both be temp banning it back and forth.
Well, I know Mike didn't want to do the skip, and I didn't want to do the full track. So that's what I expected on when we did AQC. I thought you'd just pick Inferno, so I already started practicing it. But
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too.
But yeah, I guess it worked out. You got a mid 36. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you were barely a 10th off of the tourney record.
It's a good tourney record.
236.5 from you can guess who.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You both did set tourney PBs on that track.
Yeah, and we have more people with 36s in tourney now, which is nice.
36 is hard in tournament, I think.
36
Yeah.
is hard in IELTS. Getting there for the first time is really hard.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to pick Bunter Classic skips though, so I did some prep for that.
It wasn't my. I only picked it because I didn't have the time to prep anything more fancy. So I was like, hey, let's hope he didn't learn it, and yeah, just pick it.
The bowls
Well,
almost
you-
worked. Like he pulled the skip off really well in lap 2, and then laps 1 and 3 fell a little short.
Yeah, there's no way you beat like a good mass time with bowls though. Like I think I died twice, and on lap 1 I only did half the skip, so I already lost like 10 seconds on lap 1. So yeah, like a clean mass time on that track, like you're not gonna beat that with bowls, especially in tourney. And mass is just so much smoother.
Yeah, bowls isn't the easiest on Bunter Classic.
Yeah, he's a clunky boy.
Yeah, Goof and I were talking about it. We don't even know if Bowls is faster on full track than Mars.
No, definitely. I don't
even
think so.
Even at like a TAS level.
Well, at a test level probably, but not at a human level.
Yeah.
I was curious though with Mike's permabans. Kind of feels like they were. I was trying to gauge if they were good or not.
All right. Now, please tell me, what did I tell you all what Mike would ban, and tell me what did he ban? I just want to hear it.
I actually don't remember offhand.
What?
Well, I'm guessing.
Well, I knew Doug Derby was going to come in. Like, I knew Doug Derby ban was
I
coming.
mean, I said he's going to ban Duck Derby and Executioner, and then he's going to temp ban Inferno, and that's what he did. I mean, it was obvious. I didn't even prep those tracks because I knew I wouldn't get them.
The thing is, I have to ban Executioner because that's what I've done for every tourney, so it wouldn't be fair on the other tracks.
Fair enough, yeah. That makes sense.
Because of the full track.
Mm-hmm. And then acE pulling out the Howler and Sebulba's legacy bans?
Yeah, I didn't want to do the tunnel strats, and Howler is just a bad track, objectively. It should be removed.
Nah.
I thought Sebulba was like an interesting ban from you, acE.
Yeah, I know you can do the tunnel strats on the full track, so I was like, nah, I won't bother learning that.
Yeah.
I had to make the best of my prep time, so I couldn't.
Tunnel strats are real rough.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, you guys... It wasn't the cleanest match, but you guys did both play solidly.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's Johnning, but considering I barely played at all, I think I did fine.
Hopefully you'll get more time to practice before you play Hellfire.
Probably not.
That's going to be an interesting match.
Yeah. So, normally this is the part where I'd say what matches we've got upcoming, but we don't actually have any scheduled right now because people have some real life stuff coming in the way. But everyone keep your eye out on the schedule and we will have more stuff for you in the near future.
Yeah, GG's, Mike. Well played. Good luck in the finals.
Yes, I'm going to need it, I think.
Yeah. Now, Goof and Mikey, schedule quickly, please.
Oh god. You know, I was really hoping acE would take more points off of Mike just so he'd have to use more of his picks. Because I don't really have the info right now.
Yeah, I mean, I might have if I actually won on my gauntlet pick, but that kind of broke my spine on the track 2 already, basically. Also the first death on track 1. But hey, that's just how it is. That kind of tilted me, dying in the first 10 seconds. I don't think that has ever happened to me in turn.
Where did you crash?
Approaching the double, the chicane after the jump. I went into the right wall before the chicane. I've never died that way, but it's just what happens in tourney, isn't it? GG's, and thanks for commentating.
Thank you guys for playing.
Yeah,
thank you for you guys playing. Thank everyone watching for watching, and thank you Speed Gaming for hosting. We will see you all next time, and may the force be with you.
All right, bye.
See ya.